We often look for four things: mean, median, mode, and range when analyzing lists of data. Here's a short list of data. It has 7 numbers. And we're going to start by finding the mean. The mean is the sum of the numbers in the list divided by the number of numbers in the list. So first we're going to find the sum of those numbers by adding them up, and that's 33. And since there's 7 numbers, we do 33 divided by 7, and we get 4 5/7, and I'm going to round that to 4.7. Here's that same list, and we're going to find the median. The median is the middle number in the list. And since this list has 7 numbers, the middle number should be easy to find. But first, let's put the list in order as shown. And now that the list is in order, it's easy to see that the middle number is 5. There's 3 numbers larger than the 5 and 3 numbers smaller than the 5. The median is 5. Now we're going to find the median for a slightly different list. We've taken our original list and we've added a 8th number, a 1. Now we put that list in order, and there isn't a single number in the middle. There are 2 numbers in the middle. So the rule is we find the mean of those 2 numbers. Or as I like to say, we split the difference. But finding the mean means we add them up, and since it's 2 numbers, we divide it by 2. We can do it in our head. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And so the median of this list of 8 numbers is 4. Now we have another list of 8 numbers, but our extra number is a 4 instead of a 1. We'll put them in order, and now we find the 2 numbers that are in the middle. This time it's a 4 and a 5. It's very similar to the last process. I just showed this example to show that even though it's a list of counting numbers, the median does not have to be a counting number. It doesn't have to be one of the numbers in the list. In this case, it's 4.5 because the mean for 4 and 5 is 4.5. And now yet one more list of numbers. It also has 8, and we put them in order, and now we find that our 2 numbers in the middle are the same number. Well, that of course means that the median is 5, but if you wanted to do the arithmetic, add the 5 and the 5, get 10, divide by 2, and you get 5. The median for this list is 5. Now we're back to our original list, and we're going to find the mode. It's still easy if we put it in order first, and then we can see that the mode is defined as the number or numbers that occur most often in the list, and there's one number that occurs more than once, and that's the 2, so that's our mode. Now we're going to find a mode for a different list of numbers. That's a list we've already seen. We're going to put it in order, and now we see that there's a pair of 2s and a pair of 5s, so this list has 2 modes, 2 and 5. And now another example. This has just 6 numbers. We haven't seen this list yet. Let's put it in order, and we see that there are no numbers that occur more than once. So in this case, we say that there is no mode. So this list has no mode. And we're going to look at yet another example. And now this is a much longer list, and we're going to put it in order, and we're going to discover that there's a pair of 2s, a pair of 5s, but 3 6s. So while there are 3 numbers that appear more than once, one of the numbers still appears more than the other 2, so there's only one mode, and that's the 6. So the mode for this list is 6. We're back to our original list, and we're going to find the range. We probably don't have to put them in order, but if we do, it's easy to find the highest and the lowest, 8 and 2. And the range is defined as the difference between the highest and lowest numbers in a list. So 8 minus 2 is 6. So the range for this list of numbers is 6. We're going to summarize our original list that had 7 numbers in it. And we're going to summarize by putting the list in order. And then for the mean, we're going to count the number of numbers in the list, which was 7. Then we're going to find the sum of the numbers, which was 33. You do 33 divided by 7, and we rounded to 4.7. To get the median, we looked at that list after it was put in order. We found the middle number. That was 5. The median was 5. To get the mode, we looked for a number that appeared in the list more often than any other number, and that was 2. And to get the range, we took the highest and the lowest and found the difference, and 8 minus 2 is 6. The range is 6. Now we're going to find the mean, median, mode, and range for some actual data, and the data is the Chicago high and low temperatures for each day in February for the year 2014. And there's really two sets of numbers here, the set of low temperatures each day and the set of high temperatures each day. So first, we're going to examine the low temperatures. And if you look at this chart, you'll see that the low temperatures are written in two columns. The 14 low temperatures for the first 14 days in February are written on the left, and the 14 low temperatures for the next 14 days in February are written on the right. And we're going to take those 28 numbers and find the mean, median, mode, and range. First, we're going to put the list in order. So I've examined it. The lowest number in the list is 4 below, or -4 degrees. And I've written it, and notice I've put a little mark by the -4, so I know I've already used it. Then I find that there's one -3. Notice the little mark. There's a -2. There's the -1. I don't find any zeros, but I find two positive ones, so I do them together and make the marks. And then I find a +2. And I don't see any 3s, 4s, or 5s, but there's 4 6s, so I take care of them all at once. And you, I think, can see the process now, so I'll speed things up. And there we have it, the entire list. It's a good idea to count and make sure that you have all 28 numbers in there, and I did that. Now I'm going to recopy the list on another frame, and there it is, from low to high. You could also do your list from high to low. That doesn't really matter. Now we have a little work to do, and even with a calculator, this can be a little tedious. There's a lot of numbers here, and you want to be careful. Probably should proofread as you type, or you can do it without a calculator, but either way, we need to find the sum of these numbers. And I've done that, and it's 319. And I know there's 28 numbers here, so I divide by 28, and then I'm going to round to the nearest tenth. So the mean daily low temperature for February in Chicago was 11.4 degrees. And by the way, all of these temperatures are in Fahrenheit. Now for the median, they're in order. I know there's 28 of them. So the two numbers in the middle are the 14th and 15th numbers. So I do some counting, and I circle those two numbers, and there they are. There's 13 numbers 7 or below, and there's 13 numbers 9 or above. My two middle numbers are 7 and 9, so I find the mean between those two numbers. I can do it in my head. 7 and 9 is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. The median is 8. And now for the mode, I'm going to underline all of the numbers that appear more than once. And then I'm going to look at the numbers underlined, 1, 6, 7, 13, and 23, and see if one of those numbers is in there more than the rest. And of course, the 6 is in there 4 times. And while a couple of the numbers are in there 3 times, the 6 is the winner. So there's just one mode for this list. That mode is 6. And now for the range. It's not hard to find the high and the low. 35 and -4. I have to do 35 take away -4, and I know that that means 35 plus 4, because subtracting a negative is the same as adding its opposite, or adding a positive. So the range is 39. Now let's take a look at the high temperatures. Well, if you saw me do the low temperatures, I recommend that you stop the video right now and see if you can do the high temperatures on your own, and then turn the video back on and see how you did. Well, I've put the high temperatures in order, and there they are, from 11 through 51, high daily temperatures for February in the city of Chicago, 2014. And then for the mean, I got out a calculator, I added them up, I proofread. 756 was my sum. There were 28 numbers because there's 28 days in February. I divided, it happened to come out even. 27 degrees is the mean daily high temperature for the month of February. Now for the median, once again, I know I have 28 numbers, so I'm looking for the 13th and the 14th numbers, and there they are. And again, that means there's 13 numbers 25 or below, and 13 numbers 25 or above. The two middle numbers are both 25s, so the median is 25. For the mode, I'm going to underline all numbers that appear more than once, and then look to see if there's a number that is more than any of the others, and yes, that's 29 because there's 4 of those, so the mode is 29. And for the range, I find 51 and 11, I subtract. 51 take away 11 is 40. The range is 40. We often look for mean, median, mode, and range when analyzing lists of data. The mean, median, and mode are all measures of central tendency. A measure of central tendency is sometimes called the average. The mean is probably referred to as the average of a list of numbers more often than the median or the mode.